Hello everybody, I am Deloaded, and today I'm going to show you how to build a simple and easy medieval house. This house is going to be perfect for villages, small towns, or just a house in the countryside somewhere. Right off the bat, you're going to want to get out the basic materials that you're going to want to need for this build. You're going to need some type of log. In this case, we're going to use spruce, planks, and stone brick, as well as a variety of other types of stone. We're going to use these to create block variation. So let's go ahead and clear off an area. Easy way to clear off grass really quickly is to place down a water source block. You see that wiped out all the grass. This is kind of a good spot for a house. It's on the corner at a bit of an intersection between a bunch of different roads. I think this is a natural spot for a village. So let's put down our first house. How big do we want to make the front face of this house? Obviously you can make it as big as you want, but I'm going to go with a size that is a little bit tried and true, a little bit trusted, that I've used a lot. Let's go 1, 2, 3, pillar, pillar, pillar. Like that. So technically this is 7 blocks between corners. Now we got to do lengthwise. Let's go pillar. Don't forget to mix in some of your other types of stone for block variation. Wipe out some more of that grass. When you're building, especially in survival, water bucket is one of your single most important tools. It's so useful. Always have that with you. Let's go a little bit longer. I think that's fine. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a big house, actually, but it's only going to be 1 story. Keep adding in some block variety. A good way to do block variety, if you're a little bit, you know, if you're a beginner, I would say, is to just place everything as stone brick and then go back and add block variety afterward. Just knock out a couple blocks and replace them. Smooth stone, cracked stone brick. Cracked stone brick's easy to make. There's no excuse not to use it. You can just put stone brick in a furnace and you get cracked stone brick. Cobblestone. Use cobblestone in moderation. It does start to look bad if you use a lot of it, but you know, that represents a part of the wall that's a bit more crumbled. And then let's go over here. I don't know why I have the fences out yet. I don't need those. You can see how fast I'm doing this, but that's because I'm in creative mode. And because I've kind of done this hundreds of times. Next pillar up here. So that's like a foundation level for this house. You fill in the back part here. Door, obviously, I think is going to go right here. That's a pretty obvious spot. You can also do something like that. Spruce door. There you go. This is a little bit generic looking, though. We've got to do something else to enhance this. Now, there are a number of ways that you can add depth to this if you're thinking about, you know, if you're thinking about adding depth. I recommend adding depth on the front face of your building first and then worrying about the sides secondly. But before we do that, I'm going to add another little section here. I'm just making it not a perfect rectangle. There we go. And this could be a window. Obviously, this could be a window. That could be a window, and then we'll go pillar right there. We can put a chimney right here, but we're going to do that last. Next step, put the wooden beam on top of your first floor. So standard floor height for buildings is typically either 3 blocks tall or 4. There are some people out there who are willing to go a whole hell of a lot more than that. I've seen people do 5, 6, but it starts to get crazy, and the scale of your building starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. At some point, it just looks weird. I typically go with 3 blocks tall. That's kind of always the standard that I've used. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to put detail on this front face, and the easiest way to do it is to just make these pillars enhanced a little bit. So I'm going to go get the cobblestone wall, and I'm going to do this. And then for that, this middle piece right here, because we could go straight across, and technically that isn't wrong, but if we want to add a tiny little extra piece of detail, this can be a trapdoor instead of a slab. If you were in 1.19, you could easily do a spruce trapdoor. Thankfully, the oak trapdoor isn't really oak colored. It's kind of this weird in-between color. So that still works. The color's okay. So then let's do it on the other side. There you go. That's quite nice. Let's not worry about that so much. Okay. Now we gotta start thinking about the roof. What are we gonna do for the roof? I think because it's stone brick and because it's spruce, we should go with a very pointy, almost Viking-esque roof. So, first things first, let's put it in frame here. Grab that. Again, I'm mashing down the shift button while I do this. There you go. This part is going to get filled in with stone brick. We can figure out some way to put like a window in here. We could do something like this in terms of decorating it. We could also do something like that. Actually, that doesn't look very good. Let's do... I mean, we can do that. That's pretty easy. It's a pretty obvious move to make. But we could do this. Something like that. It's easy to go overboard on accident with these details, though. Sometimes less is more. See, even that is pushing it. Because you do want to be able to see the stone brick behind it on some level. Do that. So let's do the same thing on the other side. Very simple. I'm going up 2 over 1. This is just the frame for the roof. Okay, there we go. And we'll just repeat this pattern. Looks pretty good. Over here, we're just going to do this. That's going to look a little bit wonky no matter what we do, I think. Given the like height differences that are going on there. I think we're just going to have to leave it like that. So let's get to doing the actual roof. I'm going to show you a pretty advanced technique. This is something that you guys might have to re-watch once or twice to get the hang of. Firstly, I'm going to pull out dark oak, and that's going to be a rim going around the very edges of the roof, and that'll give it extra contrast. You don't always have to do that, but in this particular case, I'm going to. Building is all about experimenting, trying new things. This is a tried and true method, though, so if you do it, it will look good. So we're just going across. Like that. Again, we'll do it over here. Okay, up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1. There we go. You'll notice I am actually placing a solid block there. If you were going to do just a plain spruce roof like this, then you would put a stair right there. But I think I'm going to take this opportunity to put solid blocks in. We'll have a colored roof. We're going to use a color of terracotta, I think. We'll choose something. If you don't have that when you're building, just use spruce. It'll look fine. Or oak, or whatever. Any type of wood. One important thing that I always try to follow, one important rule, is that I always want the roof to be darker than whatever I used for the wall material. In this case, it's stone brick, so that's not going to be very hard. Well, okay, when I say darker, it either needs to be substantially darker or substantially lighter. Like if you make a house out of stone brick, absolutely don't make the roof out of stone. Make the roof out of something else for contrast. It's an easy way to, make your build a lot better. Okay. So there we go. There's the frame of the roof, fully laid out. If we wanted to do spruce at this point, we would go straight across like that, and we would just do that all the way up. And it would look fine. I mean, you can see right here that it already looks pretty good. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something even more interesting. I'm going to pull out some fun blocks. Let's pull out some fun blocks. Where is the terracotta. Yeah, give me that. Red terracotta and also plain. We'll get the plain as well. We're going to create a 2-block pattern on this roof. And we're going to do more than that. We're also going to bow the roof upward, which is a very, well, it's a more advanced technique. Let's do this part first, just so we have that out of the way. Helps if you have both blocks right next to each other on the hotbar, so you can just wheel back and forth between them. Go over to the other side. Now, if I were doing this in survival mode, obviously I wouldn't be flying around, but I would actually do it in this order. I would do the first layer, I would water bucket myself to the other side, I would do the first layer, and then water bucket myself back. It's just easier that way. So, first layer is always going to be the same, straight across. The second layer is where things start to change. We have to decide, do we want to bow this up by 1 block, 2 block, 3 block? Like how many, how strong do we want the arching, so to speak, of the roof to be? So let's try 3 and just see if that looks good or not. And you got to remember that technically it's not 3, technically it's like 4, because this block counts too. So what that would look like in practice, it's going to look like that, which is fine. I think let's do that. So then over here, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going up by 1 block every 3 blocks. Except when I get to the middle, because you end up with this weird thing where you're supposed to go up by 3 blocks on this side, you're supposed to go up by 3 blocks on that side, and they blend together and you end up with 5. That's totally fine. It's supposed to do that. So let's finish it out. And then we're going to add a few extra details to the house. I'm going to put a chimney, and then we'll be done. One, two, there we go. So you can see right there, that is technically correct, but then when you do it on the other side, it's going to blend into it, and that's fine. That's all part of the plan. And you can do this with spruce, too. You don't have to use terracotta. I just like the red. Actually, I think... Honestly, this might have looked better if it was just pure red. The, this other block color isn't blending as well as I thought it would. You can experiment on your own and find a color combination you like. Minecraft has a lot of different options, and you can get really creative with what blocks you want to use, as long as you have them. So that is that roof now done. We do want to add a little extra detail on the edge of the roof here. We want to flare it out just a little bit. Add a little crest kind of on the top of the roof, a little Viking crest. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. People get really elaborate with this design, but that's a basic one and it should serve your purposes. Another thing that we can do, because this is a solid block, it does look a little bit weird. So sometimes I'll put a fence right there as a little extra piece of decoration. Just like that. There we go. Let's do it over here too. And this is starting to look, that's bothering me, holy crap. So what we're gonna do to fix that, where is, there we go, dark oak. Let's do that, and then put another window right there. That's not a perfect solution, but better than nothing. So, let's talk about adding the chimney. Get the stone brick back out, first of all. We're gonna need stairs as well. Slabs. Stair. Stair. I'm fumbling it so hard. There we go. So right here we were going to put our chimney. Let's do it. On the inside of the building, we can put a furnace. Let's cut a hole right here. And let's do something like... Let's do something like this. This is kind of a fat chimney, but that's fine. There are smaller designs than this. I'm just showing you one of the bigger designs. You can always just put no chimney at all. Sometimes I just don't even bother. But there you go. So there's a furnace. This could, of course, be netherrack, and you could have fire. You could have a little piece of fire right there. Hopefully it won't spread. You could also just, like, put lava. If it's like a blacksmith, lava. And there's still a furnace. You can just access it through the lava. Or you could pull out the cauldron. Where's the cauldron? What's it called? Is it not even called a cauldron? I'm gonna find it, hold on. There it is. And you could do that. Oh shit. That wasn't supposed to happen. Does it not go in there? Can you not put lava in there? Okay, let's not worry about that. I wasn't sure whether you could do that or not. I thought you could. So we're beefing up the outside of this a little bit. Make it a little bit more prominent. It's kind of, you know, phased into the ground a little bit, but that doesn't actually hurt that much. Make sure we're still doing the block variation. And then we go up. And we just cut right through the roof. That's totally fine. Once you get up to a height where you feel like it's good, that actually might be too high. Let's cut it down. Just a few blocks. Yeah, there we go. Once you get it up to a height where you feel like it's good, where did the slabs go? Slab. You pull out slab, and you do that. This is because there needs to be a place for the smoke to escape, but you also don't want rain to get inside. So you have a little miniature roof. You can beef that up any way you like. That looks pretty good. You can do all kinds of, like, you can make this look all jaggedy and busted if you want. You know, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. But there you go. There's a chimney. Let's add a few more things. Let's add bushes. I think I said this in the road tutorial, but bushes are a massive cheat code. If you're worried something doesn't look good or doesn't have enough detail, put some bushes down. There you go. See, now this patch of grass goes from being an odd, kind of weird oddity in between the road and the house to being intentional. And all I had to do was put bushes there. So you can put a little gate here. Check this out. Check out how little effort I put in and how much this has improved. And then you can just plant stuff. Let's plant beets. No one ever does that. There you go. There's some beets. And obviously you have to put a water source block down, so we are going to hide that right there. Oh, shit. I forget beets have seeds. So red dye is the only dye that is renewable because you can grow an infinite amount of beets. Fun fact, guys. So there you go. There's some more bushes. We can actually add... we chose to do cobblestone fences over there, but there's no reason why we can't just use dark oak fences on decoration for the bushes. So we can do... There we go. That solves it. So then let's do this over here. Just fencing it up. Adding some fences. This side I think is pretty good. It's kind of sunken into the ground, but that's totally fine. Totally fine. Looks more natural. And then we'll do little fence pillars right there. Alright, everybody. So that is the finished house. You can pause that. You can rewatch that anytime you need. If everyone could just build a house like this at their first DonFuer base, I would be completely blown away. So, you know, I think this is achievable. I mean... It looks like it was hard, but when you break it down into individual steps, it's actually not. I think it's something almost anybody could do. So I really hope you guys all go out there and try this for yourself. And remember that 2B2T is really about community and building. Thanks for watching.